even the most terrifying people are at bottom unlucky to be who they are. And that has moral significance. And once again, even if you think everyone harbors an eternal soul, the game doesn't change. Anyone who's been born with the soul of a psychopath is profoundly unlucky. You take one of the most odious people I can think of, Saddam Hussein's eldest son, Uday Hussein. He really is somebody it's almost impossible to feel compassion for this man when you think of him as he was as a man. I mean, this was somebody who, when he would see a wedding in progress in Baghdad, would descend with his thuggish bodyguards and rape the bride. Sometimes he would rape and kill the bride. He did this more than once. Okay, so given that we couldn't capture him during the course of that war, whatever you think about the ethics of the war, it was good that we killed him. I mean, unless you are a total pacifist, you have to admit that this is what guns are for, to shoot people like Uday Hussein. Okay, but simply walk back the timeline of his life. Think of him as a 4-year-old boy. Okay, he might have been his psychopathy might have been evident even at the age of 4. He might have been a scary boy, but he was also a very unlucky boy. I mean, he had Saddam Hussein as a father. How unlucky can you get? Okay, he was the 4-year-old boy who was going to become the psychopath Uday Hussein, through no fault of his own, ultimately. If at any point in his life course we could have intervened to help him, at 4, at 5, at 6, at 7, at 8, that would have been the right thing to do, and compassion would have been the right motive. So the irony is, if you want to be like Jesus and love your enemies, or at least not hate them, one way into that is to view human behavior through the lens of a wider scientific picture of causation. Now, I'm not saying that it would be easy to adopt this perspective if you or someone close to you was the victim of a violent crime. This is how we need to see the world in our more dispassionate moments. But our dispassionate moments are the source of our thinking about public policy and scientific truth. To see how fully our moral intuitions should shift, imagine if we had a cure for evil. Imagine that we understand exactly what psychopathy and all its variants are, and we can make the necessary changes in the brain painlessly and safely and easily. We can just drop the cure into the milk like vitamin D. Okay, so now, at that point, evil is a nutritional deficiency. Now, imagine the logic, the moral logic, of withholding the cure for evil from someone as a punishment for their evil acts. But would it make any sense at all to say, well, no, this person was so evil, he was so bad, he caused so much harm, that he shouldn't be given the cure? Does that make any sense at all? Imagine withholding surgery from someone who has a brain tumor as a punishment when you are sure that the brain tumor was the cause of their violent behavior. Now, to my eye, that makes no sense at all, and that reveals that this urge for retribution is actually born of not seeing the causes of human behavior. When you see the causes, if we could trace the causes in a fine-grained way, this notion of vengeance and this notion that people deserve what they get in this way as punishment would disappear.